Okwe, do you think, because I've heard commentators say that and encourage Governor Fubara, suspended Governor Fubara, to proceed to the to challenge this, in the law courts. The only option to challenge this, I think, is towards the Supreme Court. Am I right?
Yeah, that's correct. Yes, I think it should go immediately, not just for his own sake, but to also have clarity about what the president can do. I see that my learned friend, he spoke a lot, but he never addressed the issue what are the kind of powers Mr. President can exercise when it is nebulous, when it's not clear. Power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. Yes, you can declare state of emergency, but the Constitution did not specify clearly what you can do when you have done that. And to me, that is where the problem might be. We keep forgetting that the whole of the First Republic went up in flames because a federal government decided to support a party in a local dispute between a godfather and a godson. This is like Awolowo and Akintola all over again. The federal government came in on the side of one person because he was part of the federal government, just like Wike is today. So we have to be very, very careful here. Now, I also understand Mr. President cannot sit back and just let this guy just rob us of the source of our resources. So for me, Mr. President has to do something. And on that note, I'm not going to say he shouldn't have declared a state of emergency, but I'm not going to claim that the basis is there. I'm going to say straight out, these people are just not reasonable. These people are going to put all of us in danger, which actually I think he did say in some ways. But right now, Fubara needs to go make sure he goes to the Supreme Court so that we can have very clear guideline of what Mr. President can do or not do. After all, we're in a federation. You can declare state of emergency and leave the governor in place to still be able to take instruction from you and do what he needs to do. After all, Obasanjo did it. Yeah. Okay, in one breath, he removed government, another he did not. Jonathan did it. A state of emergency is not new in Nigeria, contrary to what all of us are saying. Every government other than Buhari has declared a state of emergency in a state before, but there are different ways they dealt with it. So I think in this case, the federal government is coming down on the side of Wike that is in power with them, and I'm sure even Wike himself now will not like the direction because they have opened the door for APC now to take that state because Wike, in another 6 months, power is very transient. His whole influence in Rivers State can be diluted because the president is exercising emergency powers. In 6 months, okay, all the people that the president needs to put in place to make that state an APC state may be done. So the next thing you are going to see, let me predict, okay? In 6 months to 1 year from now, Wike and Mr. President are going to fight because Wike will be taken out. Baba is too smart. Baba will take him out in his own state, and then he's not going to be happy. Right now, he might be thinking they are supporting him, but I can see what is going on. My only recommendation is one, Fubara should go to court so that the court can pronounce on this and make it legit what the president is doing so that law and order does not continue to go down. Okay. Number two is that Mr. President needs to tread very carefully here. He needs to tread very carefully here. We are not talking about ordinary insurgents in the north. We are talking about people fighting in the nerve center of our financial survival in the country.
All right.
If everything breaks down there, it will break down all over Nigeria. Okay. That's just my take.
Okay. Yeah.